high degree of probability, this is the best value smartphone of 2025. But don't let this statement trick you. This year might be the most significant mid-ranger with flagship-grade performance. Is the POCO X7 Pro that good? Let's inspect. Processing power is, well, let's say flagship grade, very close to Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, better than 3S, and it makes the Tensor G4 inside the latest Google Pixels look laughable. Yes, the raw performance and the gaming capacity of POCO X7 Pro are likely going to turn it into the most wanted smartphone at reasonable budget and awesome characteristics. I won't quote the 1+1 headline this time, but you get the point. MediaTek have gone a long way in terms of optimizing their code and being supportive about software development, and hopes are that 8400 Ultra is going to be even more successful. You can see that the provided results signal for unprecedented price-performance ratio, smoking out of the water a whole lot of much more expensive devices. And sure, gaming is awesome too. This year is the champion among all globally released announced by Xiaomi devices in 2025 thus far. And although we know that games usually come along with Snapdragons better, there seems to be nothing that hinders performance on this particular POCO. It's a beast. We have to admit that while the last year's model was also really fantastic about the overall performance, it was trailing about good camera balance and performance. This is why I'm very happy to say that the X7 Pro and its main image sensor is the same as what we have with the POCO F6 and some other good mid-rangers such as the CMF Phone 1 and many others. It's a 50-megapixel main camera, which is not flagship grade but can actually be very decent. Daytime photos are excellent. Dynamic range is what really matters here, making sure that both the well-lit areas are shown as good as the darker areas of a shot. You might be surprised, but I think that this POCO does even better than the more expensive Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. Yeah, the lens on the main camera has very wide aperture, which means that more light than usual can reach the sensor. This has definitely positive impact on the quality of night photography. No, I won't make things sound better than they actually are. This is definitely not flagship-grade performance, but combined with the capable photo processing, the POCO X7 Pro can deliver some decent night shots and very adequately capture moving objects in a rather dark room, something that most people do appreciate. Video recordings are also easy to make, there is optical image stabilization, and just as I often say, not all smartphones have the same effectiveness of optical stabilization. This here is just fine, a bit jumpy at moments, but the end result involves electronic image stabilization too, which masks most of these issues. There also is an ultra-wide camera, which is here to help you with extended field of view, mostly in daytime. Yeah, there are certain distortions notable. There is just electronic image stabilization for video recordings, but it's fine, unless you try to make some great photos at night. Well, you can attempt to, just the results won't be that great. All in all, this POCO represents a great camera setup. There is no gimmicky 2-megapixel macro module, which I so much disliked with the Redmi Note 14 series. There's a decent 50-megapixel Sony-based main image sensor and very good video recording features. All of this based on the quite successful POCO F6 camera experience. So, well executed. The design and the build quality are, let's say, unique as a starter. It's nice to see this good old-looking box with a charger included. Here's the phone, not as premium feeling as what some of you would hope for, but given the fact you're likely going to use it with the case, doesn't really matter. The back is plastic, cheap to replace and lightweight. The front glass is Gorilla 7i, meaning good grade of protection for mid-range devices. The phone has IP68 water and dust resistance, which is a very reassuring statement about the overall build quality. The design, well, not my thing. The colors are weird, but as stated, this is rather insignificant. The specs are quite the opposite, super important, because not only the processor is crazy fast, but there also are very current generations of memory and flash storage. There's the traditionally great for the series liquid-cooled technology implemented, a big display with high refresh rate, unexpectedly large battery, very fast charging speed, and absolutely great array of supported connectivity protocols. As for software, the usual HyperOS Android treatment. You are gonna love it. Given the bloated HyperOS, which usually consumes a bit more than some competitive solutions, and the larger than usual battery, you will enjoy close to 2 days between charges if you use the phone actively 2 to 3 hours per day. There, of course, are a lot of ifs and other variables, but you get the point. POCO are touch-basing on a psychological number that was hard to believe a few years ago, and there are a lot of promises about the battery longevity and the necessary precautions taken in order to deliver this. Charging can be as fast as 90 watts, but you can choose a more balanced power input as well as a battery-friendly concept to recharge only up to 80%. The screen on-time results make me super excited about this phone, so let's hope that updates are about to make the battery life even better. Because the display can be really bright, it could be one of the top consumers over here. POCO promised 3200 nits peak brightness. It's a very solid achievement, and like most other 2025 Xiaomi-made smartphones, it is gentle to the eyes when you read at night because of the high frequency of the PWM implementation. Long story short, less flickering for lesser eye irritation, proven and working. The screen resolution is also great. The color accuracy in this one is unbelievable from the standpoint of being a budget-oriented smartphone, and even offers 12-bit color depth. Oh, plus the high touch sampling rate and the 120Hz refresh rate, which gamers will for sure appreciate, together with the rich audio. Exploring the POCO X7 Pro further, and we find good options for connectivity, very stable signal reception, Wi-Fi speeds are great, NFC is present for contactless payments, and we have the traditional for Xiaomi smartphones infrared blaster for using the phone as a universal remote. Concerning the software, I should keep my biases for myself, should appreciate the decision POCO to maintain the software for a little longer compared to their previous generations, and to pray and hope that HyperOS will become lighter and less bloated. If you have been wondering thus far how POCO make it possible to include that many great hardware features in such a competitively priced device, I guess these extra unwanted apps might be part of the equation. Luckily, you can manually uninstall most of them or use a debloater software for that purpose. You can fine-tune and customize a whole lot of things on the UI, enjoy some features that other smartphones are not capable of providing, and get some really nice and smooth experience. But keep in mind that HyperOS doesn't have good reputation about battery life and quality updates, something that POCO promised to change in 2025.